Hi guys. Well, I was looking at this thing and I decided to call Jeffrey. Jeffrey's the man with all the knowledge. I can wind my way through a little bit of stuff. So he is tied up with a 318 that he's been hassling for a while, and some other motor. I'm not sure what he's messing with now, but he's boring them and doing this and doing that. Anyhow, what I found, one of the things I got to do is the motor right now is kind of locked up. Okay, you can't turn that at all. And it seems to me this thing here would be some kind of a, I'm guessing, torque converter. It does have fluid in it, and it's not too ugly. Okay, this is an air vent here, so what I'm going to do is pull this off of here and put a plug in there. Some of this stuff, like I said, I can do here. This thing is broke, and I think maybe a piece that's broke has maybe gotten down in the flywheel and locked it up that way. I don't really know. I didn't put a starter on it, but I want to check that kind of stuff first. Then I'd like to take this wire assembly out of here, but I just don't think I can do that, because the people that loaded, you see where they slid it was up, and when this, I don't know how to explain, the frame on the motor is narrow than the body of the or the top of this, which is kind of, in my book, a no-no. You don't do that. And I would just take that off and hammer it out and straighten it up the best I can and put it back on and be fine. But then I got this cable going through there, so that's kind of a pain in the neck. So I got to work through that, plug that up. Now this is a hydraulic pump that goes to this valve body, and it's a 12-volt valve body, because I can see the 12 on there, so I'm assuming it's 12 instead of 24, because the 2 is the last number. And what that probably operated was the chute up and down and the chute going around. So I'm pretty sure that these have, there's one there, there's another one here someplace. Oh, there it is. I think they have the these things on them here. So I'll put this one to here and this one to here. So if I do activate it, it'll just go that way theoretically. No, I don't know what it'll do. It should, when that one's pushing, this one should not be. It does say cylinder there. Pretty neat piece though. I bet you'd have to pay a few $100 just for that. Then let's see. It does have a block heater, but I'm not gonna put that on now. It doesn't look like the cap was probably even ever taken off. The starter, yeah, the wire's loose. There's no place for a battery here, so I'm assuming that they probably tacked into whatever truck this thing was put onto, but that kind of seems a little strange to me, but that's the way it is. This is some kind of governor speed control here, a big governor spring here. I don't need to mess with that. Here's a water temperature. That turns, but it's just the belts are just sliding on it. And if I tighten the belts up, the motor might actually turn. I don't know. I wasn't pushing my luck right now. This, I have no idea what this is. This is somehow some kind of powered louver. Here's something that's evidently regulated, because they got a seal on it, and I don't really know where those go to. I haven't figured that out yet, but that's part of what I'm doing today. This is a propane injected thing that shoots propane in to start it in super cold weather. I don't know what this piece here is. Of course, I'm pulling things and yanking things, and I don't know what. The belts are, I don't know, not too bad. So anyhow, my main objective today is to take this off. And that's going to be heavy. It's kind of in an awkward place. The guy set this on the truck. If you can see, it's way, I don't know, he was not the best operator. It might have been his first thing he ever picked up. Anyhow, I'm going to also, if there's a drain on this, yeah, there is. I'm going to drain that in case there's any kind of mung in that. See what that is, because I don't want this to start. Here's its reservoir. It just goes through this filter and then on back down to there, and then back up to, let's see, it's got to have it has to have a go out. Oh, here's the go out, and there's the go out. There's the return. It's got to have a return up into here somehow. I don't know. I'll look around and find it. It's not any big situation. Oh, this is the suction side here. So it comes down here. No, that would be the return. No, they run that. They're running through a filter into the suction side. No, that's the. This is the return over here, and then it goes up here. Okay, I'm getting there. You know me, I don't wake up till noon anyhow. Anyhow, I would bring you along for taking this apart, or taking this off. But that's probably going to take quite a while. There's a bunch of big bolts in it down in this area here. You can see them on that side. And I'm going to take them off, and I'll probably make a short of it, because I think I'll probably lift the boom up and drop the winch down and see if I can't winch that off, because that's going to be way too heavy for me. If it was on the ground, I'd use the Mr. Lift It, and that little piece there might weigh several hundred pounds, I'm guessing. So that's kind of what I'm doing. This is probably some kind of rev control. I like to find the guy that brought this thing in. I don't know whether he bought it in an auction. Here's a switch one way, switch another way. There's probably I don't know, there's a switch there and there's a switch there. Which one starts it? And then you got a key thing here that says start, which is a key start. It's probably an override system that it started from inside the cab. There's about a 20 pin connector here. So everything must be fairly electronic. Man, I'd love to have the control box that screwed into. Man, that'd make it really slick, but I don't need any of that. Here, the air cleaner is kind of, I think, kind of a bizarre air cleaner for one of these, but I think it's pretty neat when you look at it. The air cleaner's inside of there. Now, this is what I'm guessing. I haven't tried to take it apart. There's no point in taking it apart yet. But all this is see the big air intake up there? I think it was so it would suck cool air in there, or warmer air than outside. So this is made for way north. This is from New York, or the company that made it's from New York. Look at all the electronics in there. But half of them were not needed. So you figure there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of those pins in this thing just go to that. Then you got one that you could probably monitor all these gauges. So 2 there, probably a couple there, a couple there. Hour meter probably didn't go into the cab. Fuel probably went into the cab, so you knew how much fuel you had. Maybe that wire that's loose over here, maybe that goes to the fuel tank. Now I'm thinking, I really think this motor's good. I think it might have something in there. There's the gas gauge, so that's a little blue wire. So if this wire over here is a little blue wire, we might have established what this wire here is. I'm not sure. I kind of don't think that's a little blue wire. I don't know what it is. There it goes up. It might be a blue wire, so that might be the gas gauge. But I still haven't figured out what this thing is. You know, I don't know if those are. Some of these old things had louvers that would turn, and they do look like they're in grommets, and they do all. Yeah, that's some kind of louver mechanism to keep the temperature whatever they want it at, and that's probably something set so it can't go all the way shut. Who knows? Anyhow, if I get this off, I'll do a short on that. So you might have to go over the shorts and check a couple of the shorts out, because even this one doesn't need a 30-minute movie on that. Oh, here's a interesting thing. Let me see what's in there. Oh, it's another one of those short dipsticks, like on all my motors. That thing actually looks pretty watertight. This thing here's got holes in it everywhere, so that's not doing a whole lot of anything except for being annoying. So that's where I'm at. I am going to pull this and put a plug on of some sort, and then start taking all these bolts. It looks like there's about a dozen of them around there, and there's 4 down that side, 4 down this side of bigger size, and get that thing off of there and see if there's a piece. There's got to be a broken off piece in there. I looked down in there. I took this off and did look down in there, and there is something broken there, and if the piece got down in the bottom and wedged between this and that, it might have done something. So I don't really want to turn it over until I pull that off anyway, because there's no point in destroying more and then go from there. So that's step one. So that's where we're at, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if I get this off, I'll do a short with the crane over picking it off if I can. Pretty nice day out today. There is not a cloud in the sky. This afternoon I got the rest of that white pine, which I don't know if you've probably haven't seen it yet. I don't think, well, by the time you see this, you might have seen that. I don't know what order I put nonsense on. You guys know that. There's that other little motor. It's pretty rough. It's got the wrong air cleaner in it. I guess we'll go over that while we're here. Has a complete carburetor on it, which I'm happy for that. There's a little pin here that's rusted off on this side that holds that up. There's mud dauber's nest and everything. That doesn't look to be the same fuel pump as on the one that's at the sawmill, but they bypassed it with this. And from the looks of the paint, they probably did it a long time ago, but they're bypassing this filter too, which they just put a little rinky-dink filter on it here, which I'm not sure about that. It looks like something might have burned up in the charging system over here. I haven't really inspected it that much, but this is, you can see where that looks a little bit fried, but maybe that means the charging system works. But any part that you had to buy on this thing, whether even this pulley, would probably cost you what I paid for this motor. I only paid 10 bucks for it, and it was over full of oil. This one looks worse than any of them. This dipstick is too long. That looks like it's full of water, personally. Looks like milkshake. So, you know, if it was sitting out and water's going down in here, these are all stripped out and kind of yucky and junky. So this is no showpiece here. If you had to buy that, if it works, that'd probably cost you 20 bucks. You know, I like to implement that, get that back going. But this is something that's just basically, if I need something, if you take the time to watch this video, take the time to go on eBay and punch up, this is I think it's a 532, a K532 Kohler engine. And see what any of the little parts would cost you for this thing. There's what it is. You can read that, Kohler. And on the side, if I can get down, I'll show you I think it's a 532. The tag's on it, but it's, you know, that engine's from probably in the early 70s, and it's not froze up. That's better than this one here. See, you can, and it's got enough compression that I can't turn it, but it'll turn. Of course, I can't turn it now. Probably turn it. This is bigger side over here. Well, I'm making a liar out of it. It's not stuck. Anyway, all right, that's where we're at. I got the Kubota out here because it's got the array of tools in it, and we're going to start getting into this thing. So I'm glad you stopped by. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and stay tuned for a short, because the short might come up before I get that, before, I don't know what order I'm doing things, guys. You know that. Anyhow, I'm just a confused old geezer. But I'm still glad you came by. We'll see you later now. Bye-bye.